Hey, good morning. It is Sean Ashcraft here. Today I'm going to mix some Aquawizard in Audacity. This is the first time I have ever mixed more than like 2 channels in Audacity. So this is going to be a learning experience for everyone, I guess. I'm going to learn how to use Audacity a little bit better, and you'll learn what it's like for me to be learning that. I don't know. So let me set this stuff up here. Switch on over here. We can see my little preview monitor. I want to make sure the audio is getting in okay to OBS since this is the first time. So I'm just going to have this guy down here. As you can see, I have very... I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So I've prepped some audio files. This is the same set of stems. Say that 12 times fast, 7 times fast. Same set of stems that I used in the previous 2 splainer videos with mixing. And so I'm just going to try to drop these right into Audacity and just figure out what's going to go on here. So again, this is the first time I have done this. This will take about 30 seconds. But while it's doing this, I'll kind of chat about stuff. I've noticed Audacity recently updated the way that it does audio stuff, and so you can actually apply effects to channels live, and it effectively elevates Audacity from a waveform editor primarily to an actual like audio mixing software. But it's not exactly, it's going to take a minute for every file. Okay, so I got to think of more things to talk about, or... Yeah, this is going to be kind of like a live stream. So however long this takes, I'm not going to cut it out. But I can always fill with something else. But yeah, so while this is loading, I guess I can talk about the interface updates. So they have this thing, effects now. Back in the good old days, Audacity was pretty much a waveform audio editor that could edit more than one waveform at the same time. That was kind of the way I thought of it. You didn't really have too much live audio options in Audacity. It was mostly just working with audio files. So, yeah, so what you would do is you would load up your audio waveforms, maybe load in some audio files. It gets converted to the special Audacity format. And then you could apply effects to it, but these effects would be what are called destructive effects. These would be effects like you would load up, I have a bunch of extra plugins here, but here's some of the built-in plugins. So, I don't know, you would do a fade-in effect, and you would tell it, I want to fade in the audio file for 1 second, or something like that. Or you would select in the audio file, apply a fade-in here. I don't remember exactly how it worked, and I can't goof with it right now because I'm loading, and I should have had this prepped, but whatever. We only got, 4 more to go? But anyway, I could have skipped the Brad Vox just because we didn't have any vocals in that, so I haven't really been using it in the mix, but... So yeah, you can still use Audacity that way, and I think that's probably the main reason you would use Audacity now, still, is just, I just need to edit this audio file real fast and make sure I do it, relatively precisely. Audacity is great for that. But if you need to mix a whole bunch of audio files together, that's what today we're going to learn, is whether or not Audacity is good for that now. I haven't really put much research into this. This is literally just me. I mean, as you can see here, I'm literally just importing the audio files. Taking forever. But got plenty of coffee here, so we can get going on this whenever it gets going. But yeah, I guess the new feature here is you can load in live effects, and so I assume this might be a short stream recording, whatever. If I load all this stuff in and then we find out, oh, I can't actually process them the way I thought, but I'm pretty sure you can, and I'm pretty sure they have a new track or something new mixer. Let me see if I can access any of this stuff. Yeah, I guess they're in this like extra thing now. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe I'll start on the left. So yeah, you can't really do anything while it's importing and converting audio files, but yeah, I'm just seeing if there is a new window. I think there's like a mix track. I don't know. But from what I'm getting at is now you could put in like, you know, final effects on all of the tracks, mix them together into a stack of effects. That's kind of what we're kind of going for here. So, but yeah, as I can look through here, I can see a lot of the new plugins. And since audio mixing, audio processing relies a lot on audio plugins, you know, you just have to you know, collect them over time and find out which ones are good. So if you are pretty new to audio stuff, there's this series of effects called the Melda Audio Free Effects Bundle, and they give you a lot of very basic effects that are really essential for just about any audio task. They don't give you the super advanced, you know, audio effects like multi-band compression, but you can buy those if you want. I don't know. But they even have like freeform phase, which is a pretty deep, specific kind of thing to be goofing around with. But yeah, I guess that's in there. But, you know, your more typical like equalizer, compressor, those are, you know, your basic, you know, do 90% of your mixing with just a compressor and an equalizer, and it'll sound a lot better. Or, you know, there's all these other things that, you know, all these other options and things to make it sound cool. You can either go, you know, I'm very audio engineer focused, so that's why I pretty much always just use a compressor and an equalizer. I just kind of start from there. Oops. Sorry, live coffee drinking. Kind of getting used to a new type of thermos or whatever coffee thing. I don't think I installed it right, but I'm not going to dwell on that. All right, I think we only have a couple more to go. I really haven't been paying attention, and I can't scroll the window to see our progress here, but yep. Very compelling content. Look at this. I'm just a little guy next to a little guy. So tiny. Okay. Here we go. I think we got it. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was rude. Okay, let's scoot over here and just play back and see what we got here. So sound check. All right, sounds real rough, but don't worry. That's actually what we want. We wanted that. That is actually the sound I was hoping for. So, Again, I don't really know much about Audacity and how this works, but if you've been following along with the last couple videos, I mixed this in Logic. That's the one I usually use. And then I mixed it in like the free version of Pro Tools. Both of those DAWs, I'm trying not to use the word DAW too much because it's such a specific acronym that nobody knows what it means, and it also doesn't really, I don't know, it's an audio software. And that audio software, it had this view that we see here, which is what you might call an editor view or a tape machine view or something like that, or audio recording view. And yeah, basically it's each individual track that's been recorded, and these are 7 tracks from my band's recent band practice, and we recorded into Logic. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but honestly, it doesn't really matter what software you use to record, as long as the software does the recording stuff that you want. It's at the fidelity that you want. Now, the dubbing aspect of recording is really important, and that really sets apart one DAW from the next. So I would say Audacity, you can dub in Audacity. If you want to try to do something like, I want to dub 16 tracks of drums with 128 tracks of existing band material, no joke that big pro recording studios easily get to track numbers that high. You're using Audacity is not optimal. I'm sure it could be done, but it's not optimized for large track counts, and if you're using multiple types of preamps you have to do word clock settings, and I just feel like Audacity, I'm sure it could, like I said, it could do that, but it's just not really optimized for it. And so that's why people spend, they'll even use DAWs that nobody's ever heard of. Like, they'll use the DAW from Blackmagic Designs, like whatever that's called. Or they'll use the Prism system that doesn't even have a computer, and it's like, but it's still digital. I don't know. I'm getting off on a tangent. Audacity is free and available to just about anybody that can get it from the internet and doesn't accidentally download the virused version or a bad copy. So yeah, I'm working on Audacity 3.5.1. It's the newest one as of recording right now. By the way, I don't think I've even mentioned this in any video or anything, but I am not sponsored by any of these products. These are just different tools that I've used, honestly. These are just kind of like, hey, in my experience, this does this. Not advocating for any particular software or hardware or platform or music other than Aquawizard. So there you go. There's my disclaimer. Unnecessary disclaimer for this unnecessary hobby. But it's not an unnecessary hobby. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Audacity. And so I'm kind of just letting this environment absorb into my brain a little bit. Maybe that's why I'm talking so much. But all right, let me click on the effects button. So each track will have its own real-time effects, and they're non-destructive and can be changed at any time. And I guess they'll give you a video if you want to watch that video. But I'll just pick the basic ones here. And I guess the built-in Audacity ones are like very simple. They're so simple. It's like bass and treble. Absolutely no description of like what part of the bass or the treble is being affected. So that's very basic, I would say. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying very simple built-in effects. Distortion. So yeah, oh, this is pretty cool. They have like different types of distortion here. I had actually had an idea in undergrad that I would write a paper on the different types of distortion. So I was studying applied physics and in a bachelor of music program, school music program. So it was kind of weird. And I was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have, like a research paper into the different types of, like, not even just audio distortion, but just different types of signal distortion. And I didn't really have an advisor or anything in my program. I was just kind of, I was a TA. And so I mentioned this to my boss, the teacher that I was assisting. And he was like, oh, research, there's already been so much research into reducing noise and distortion, so that's not a very good field to do research into. And I was like, but I'm talking in like an audio context. Like I feel like at the time in like 2010 or whenever this was, yeah, there were a lot of like software environments that were studying digital forms of analog distortion, but I never really had like a solid like list. And now over the years, I kind of understand it a little bit better. Like even harmonics have a certain sound compared to odd harmonics. And I'm surprised to see some of these more advanced forms of distortion, which is more like a leveler. That's pretty neat. A hard limiter. I'm not sure what this 1413 refers to, but it's probably something that's like emulating a certain type of thing. So I'm not going to use that right here, but I am going to load up something else. So I'm just going to kind of, I guess they have some basic reverb, a wah pedal. There's different, I don't know what you call them, but programming plugin environments for audio processing, digital signal processing, and one family is the audio unit, which was developed by Apple. One that's cross-platform is Virtual Studio Technology 3 from Cubase, and that's what the VST and then the modern VST 3 is all about. Melda Productions, I've mentioned. These are the free demo versions of Guitar Rig, which is good because then I can use this for the guitars. And then Isotope, I got a really good deal on Isotope Ozone 8, which is a few generations old, but it's still a really good denoiser. If you've used Adobe Auditions or Adobe products denoising, it's basically the same as Isotope Ozone. Pretty sure they use the same algorithms. And it's so good, it's like, I'm not even going to bother getting the new ones, because these work so good. Oh, my kitty cat is sitting in my lap and just kind of being happy. So let me try to just go as fast as I can through this, since this is more of a discover Audacity and not a how-to audio thing. But first, I want to find this mixer. Ah, look at this. And then, I don't know how, but somehow it decided to add these pictures here. Must have seen guitar and was like, that's a guitar. Wow, okay. Welcome to the future, man. We can add a low resolution picture automatically based on the naming of your... That's so amazing. This seems like I should do this. Keep tracks synchronized. Ooh, and they have this little clock background is really fun. All right. Select the audio file, I can see that it's associated with some... Wow, okay. They've really added some new stuff in here. It's pretty cool. Okay, what is this? I think these are like macros. Track, add new. So what I'm looking for here is the thing I was kind of mentioning earlier, which if there is a master summing track that you can add to make sure when it all sums together, they can be processed together. So bear with me while I do a scan through the settings here, because there's usually something around here somewhere. I feel like there's like something in here, but I'm not really interacting with anything in here. Audacity is not really made to do much like audio routing. It's just kind of, like I mentioned, it's more of a waveform editor. But I wonder if there is a show master fader. I do like the spectrogram multi-view. I'm just gonna set that as my default view mode. But yeah, I don't know. Is there a master fader thing? I don't know. I'll just say, okay, whatever. So what you do in this situation, I guess, if you don't have a master, you know, this will make sure nothing distorts and it will keep all of the levels consistent. Yeah, label track, time track. I feel like that is related. Macros. But I guess what you do in this situation then is, say they have like a playback level. That sure seems like it implies. Okay, playback. Alright, screw this. I have no idea. Well, let's just do this. Let's go one thing at a time. Make sure I have headroom. And I will just get to work here, I guess. Let's start with the kick. Why not? It's what I've been doing in the other videos. Alright. So, let me select the kick drum and its effects. Real-time effects for a kick. Let's add that. Hey, let's just give, well, here's the thing. Their EQ is, like, severely lacking. Like, I'll use the Melda production EQ, since it's technically free. Alright, now I gotta wait for the VST thing to load. This might take a while. Oh, it loaded, but I didn't load the screen. Okay, well I got the mixer here forever and ever. Also, I wanted to make sure this was routing to OBS. Yeah, it's just a little quiet. Sorry about that. How can I turn it up? Hope that's okay. Sorry if it's tilted, if you're really paying attention. Okay, so here we are. The Melda production EQ is pretty cool. It just defaults to this setting that I'm kind of annoyed by. So I just kind of muscle memory remember to, you know, go to the settings, or no, oh my god. Go to this settings, turn off the normalization, and switch the resolution down to about 100 dB. And now your waveform view, like, kinda looks a little more normal. And it's gonna act a little slow and funky, but that's okay. Let's process this kick. Nice and kicky. Sub in there. Yeah, it's gonna be probably clipping the output. I don't want it to do that. One thing I like about this plugin is that it has like the saturation, and that just helps, like, if something gets boosted a little too hot, it'll just kind of add a little distortion in there to kind of smooth it out. Alright. Click and drag to define a looping region. Okay, I'll just do that. That did not work. Let's try that again. Close enough. Alright. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm gonna just kind of, like I said, I'm gonna try to work quickly. Effectively. Okay. Oh, this is a very simple solo mode, isn't it? Alright. That's fine. Overhead effects going on here. Oops. To save time, since apparently loading plugins is kind of slow, I'm just gonna not even EQ it. I'm just gonna compress this guy. So it'll be a very basic mix here. Turn that RMS up. Let's make this a real fast, snappy guy here. Threshold here. There we go. Yeah, the graphics are so slow. Ease this up a little bit there. Yeah, that sounds fine. Okay, I'm gonna turn all this stuff down. Yeah, it's so slow because, I don't know. I guess just... Yeah, I'm trying to pull these faders down, and they're not really going all the way down. Kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Alright, this one we definitely don't need. There's just not really anything in there. Turn that down. More, please. Please turn it all the way down. There we go. Okay, I guess the rest of them are just going to be kind of turned down. Alright. See? Audacity can mix some stuff. Huh, no problem. Alright, let's get some kick in here. There, I do need to pull this back a little. So I'm gonna have to have some headroom because I don't know how to add master fader effects yet. So leave plenty of headroom, that way you can mix whatever, and it doesn't clip. That means, oh, your level's a little low, or whatever, but not really. Okay. Alright, we're just for the lulz, we're gonna leave the guitars not processed. Levels are all over the place, man. I think Andrew would sound good, though. Yeah, bass usually sounds pretty good direct. Some people even prefer that sound. I honestly can't tell where this fader's at. -9. There's no marking on here other than the meter. It's kind of impossible to tell where the level's at. It's something. Alright. Kind of cool if I select the track, the effects would update. But I get it. Alright, so if you get a little too lazy... Is this the right one? They do have these things that automatically mix stuff for you. So let me see if I can load one up here. Alright, I have to actually open it. Open. What are you going for, man? Vintage. Aggressive.
Hey.
Go. Assistant is working. Analyzing vocal signal. Wow. Learning subtract EQ parameters.
Words to say. Yeah, your eyes are so beautiful.
There we go. They have a space knob, a tone knob.
If I said that I
It didn't
loved
even
you,
do anything. Did it do anything? They're just all set to 0 and 1.
hang around
I don't know.
with me.
Kind of sounds like it did something.
If I said that I want to, yeah, would you still hang around with me? If I said that I want to,
I think that's better. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell if this really did anything. I mean, it's doing something, obviously, but I'm just not... I don't know. I don't know what clarity does. So... let's use this other one.
it was a Cure song playing on the radio. How could she relate? She did not know where.
Okay. There we go.
And how
I
the
know what
wind
this is, right? Okay, stop. Oh, it's a little too much for it to handle now.
back to those
Stop. It can't stop.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It cannot stop. Okay, it stopped. For now. Alright, yeah, this is way too much for it to... It's probably all this graphic stuff. Yeah, it has like high fidelity EQ shit. I don't know. Kind of forgot about how much of a pain it is to use a system that doesn't have like a bajillion computer units. So I guess actually that other one probably would have been the safer to just stay with that. because it didn't seem to actually take up many resources, so. I'm sorry. Let me try, just slap on a little EQ. That should help this guy here. Oh, damn analyzer. It always confuses me because it normalizes, and then when you turn normalization off, you can't see anything.
It ripples out through the trees.
Alright, not the best vocal performance, I admit, but
it's
just feather that low
hard
end
to
off there. Maybe,
suddenly there's nobody to take it away from me.
It's kind of hard to use graphic user interfaces
for the summer
when,
to see you. I don't care if you haven't yet. I don't care if you will. And we're gonna
usually it's better to mix in the mix.
Get down. I don't care if you haven't yet. I don't care if you will.
Oh, dang. Okay, so I'm just going to stop it there because I'm kind of feeling a little uninspired. But I think you get the idea. I don't know why it... I set a loop region here, and then it was playing like a whole different song. So obviously I don't really know what all's going on here, but yeah, I guess this is a proof of concept. You can mix in Audacity, and if you try hard enough, you press enough buttons, and you click on the things enough, you will eventually figure something out, I guess. Dang, look at that spectrogram view. It just, I don't know. I just kind of like the multi-view. Like to look at an audio waveform like a little sausage, but then also to look at it like in terms of frequency content. It's just neat. And as we can see here, Brad guitar. A lot of high frequency content, but also, you know, a good amount of low frequency content. It's just loud, really. That's all that is. Bass, just low frequency content pretty much. Except when the distortion gets turned on. That's when I can guess right here. That's where distortion is. Yep. Clean here. So, I don't know. Those are things I find interesting about audio that, you know, you can think of it linearly. You can think of it spectrally, non-linearly. Okay. So I guess if I were to mix this down, then I would, I don't know, do stuff. It really feels like there is something I'm missing here. Transport, playback, transport options, set. Oh, okay. Sound activated recording. That's kind of neat, but that's not what I'm looking for. I remember there being like something. What was it? It was definitely something. Time track? Um, 100 time. I must be talking about like tempo. What else we got? Where was I? Tracks, add new tracks. A label track. It's probably for like markers, right? I think I remember doing tests of Audacity in the past and like exchanging markers between software, like Audacity and Pro Tools and stuff. And I basically just found out that like, no, they just really don't give a shit. Like, if you want your markers to be in one program and you want them to show up in a different program, no support whatsoever to help you get them moved from one to the other. I'm sure if you like, I don't know, but you do have to kind of like, okay, what is the data format for this type of marker and that type of marker? Can I, exchange them somehow? But yeah, that is Audacity. It can do stuff. It doesn't want to do stuff. Toolbars, maybe I'm missing a toolbar. Device toolbar, spectral selection toolbar. No. That seems handy. Show clipping in waveform. I guess enable audible input monitoring. I don't really know if Audacity does multi-track recording. I know that it can do, so here's why, basically. It can do many-channeled audio file recording, up to 18 channels worth in a single audio file, but that's different than 18 different audio files, basically. Yeah. So on and so forth. Maybe it's like the share audio button. I don't know. They put it in kind of a weird place. No. Audio.com. I don't want this. Anyway, if I figure this out someday, maybe I'll have a follow-up video of like how to use Audacity like a pro. And maybe this one will be like how to use Audacity like a total noob. But yep, I think I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up here. So if you are still watching this video, thanks for your support and just watching stuff. Here's the cat. Oh, I'm sorry, Narnar. She does not want this, but she's staying put. That's a good sign, right? You happy? Just give her some pets. Oop, okay. All right. Here she goes. All right, well, have a good one.